Okay, guys. Day two official, or I guess maybe day one. Well, day two. No, day two, because I've already been getting stuff done. Figuring out formatting. I'm realizing that I'm not going to be able to approach this season the way that I did the first one, which was like I was really trying to play the YouTube game, and I'm just realizing for this next 2 months, like that's not going to be possible. It's going to have to be stuff that I can just like take out of the SD card, maybe put a track on it, like the intro, outro, title, if anything, and then out, which is fine because that's like what the project demands, and I just have to pivot and be okay with that, and that's good. It doesn't make the best sort of content, admittedly, but I guess the thing that I'm having to remind myself is that I'm not trying to create content. I am just trying to honestly document the process of preparing for a show, and basically just like doing the thing. That's like my goal. That's my goal. And also obviously to just, create a record and a blueprint maybe for somebody that it might be helpful to. I think those are the goals, to document and create a blueprint and hopefully provide some kind of like valuable insight along the way. I've actually clarified all this, and it's like in my YouTube thing, and it sounds a lot better than what I'm doing now, but I mean, this kind of shows you how neglected this channel has been. But again, it's not like a project like that. I mean, I'm really trying to stay conscious about how I'm using my YouTube channel in that way. So for today, yesterday, and a little bit today, I was working on this guy. Let's tap the camera real quick. There we go. I was working on this guy, and this is one of these studies for the show. And right now I'm working on another one, which is a lot more like detailed and involved, and this is like a old school LAN party. And I've already come up with titles for them, which I'm pretty excited about. And I'll give you guys like a more of a like conceptual foundation a little bit later, but the old LAN party one, I'm calling it Terrestrial. And then this one where he's high up, I'm gonna call it Celestial. And I'm so excited about kind of how that ties into the larger idea of the show. It kind of actually came about pretty perfectly. So for tonight, I'm just gonna keep plugging away, dude. I'm working on this small guy, and it's very involved. I've been working on these new panels just like as a technical thing. I get them at Hobby Lobby, and they're like by Master's Touch, and they're actually like watercolor canvas panels. And I just love the way that like the paint sits on it and absorbs really quickly, and in some days like by the same day, you can start hitting it with the second layer and you're good. So they're pretty great, and I'm working on the studies on these guys, and it's been a lot of fun. So I'm gonna just get right back to it because we've got a lot of work to do, bro. All right, man, later. Actually, before I go, I did want to mention something about studies in general. One thing that these are really helping me with is it's kind of like it's going through a dry run of a painting. So you're figuring out colors. I'm figuring out not only just colors, but especially when you're scaling them up to a large scale. It's really helpful to know how you're going to break the painting down in terms of like quadrants or sections so that you can approach it. And doing a study, it's kind of like walking a trail with a machete and kind of carving out like all of the major foliage and stuff in the way, and creating a bit clearer of a trail for yourself. That's really, I think, the best way that I can describe the use of a study, is to kind of create a bit less resistance when you're doing the actual thing, and it's just a practice like anything else. So that's one really helpful thing about studies for me, and that's why I'm working on them. And I'm going to probably layer these up a couple of layers so that I can really like replicate what it's going to be like to create the actual thing. So I'm going to try to get it as close to what I feel like would be completion as possible. So right now I've got one and a little bit more than a layer on this, and then obviously this guy is not finished yet, and hopefully will be by tonight. Right now it's 9:20, so the night is still pretty young. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm out for real this time.